Hi, so I have chosen the topic of pathogens. The reason as to why I chose pathogens is because it has a lot to do with humans, everyday humans. Why? Because we get sick every now and then. So pathogens have a lot to do with when we get sick because they contribute to bringing the disease to its host. So they, in a human body, which is the host, they are gonna bring they're gonna infect us, and that's how we get sick. We get infections because of that. We get illnesses because of that. We can get diseases such as COVID, like influenza, flu, or many examples. Now, next, we are going to be going over what exactly they are. They are microscopic organisms. They cause diseases after infection. And we have many different types of pathogens, the five types: bacteria, viruses, fungi, protists, and parasitic worms. And these each have their own different type of severity that can cause different types of like in our body, they cause different effects, whether it can be more severe or less severe. What do they do? Like we just explained, they bring the disease to its host, and they prioritize survival and reproduction. So we in our body, we each have an immune system in our body, and it acts as a defense against these pathogens that bring the diseases. So the body can easily fight off some pathogens, but others potentially are fatal. So now we are going to be going more deep into this. So here's an image of a pathogen. Now next, we are going to be going over the first type of main pathogen, which is bacteria. So what is bacteria? It is a pathogen that reproduces rapidly, fast, after entering one's body. So are they harmful? Not all of them are. Are they helpful? Some. So some bacteria are good for you, including the bacteria in our this is an example. We have bacteria in our digestive system or our gut. It is normally harmless bacteria that lives in our lower intestine through some restraint of this bacterium, which can cause infection of the intestine, urinary tract, and other body parts. Those bacteria help to break down the food and keep us healthy. Other good bacteria can produce oxygen and are used to create antibiotics. So that is an example as to why they are helpful. Now, common illnesses and diseases. So pathogens can cause a variety of different diseases, with some being more severe than others. Human bodies are nutrient rich and can provide a pathogen with an ideal environment in which to grow and multiply. And the severity of the infections that pathogens cause will vary. Some will be mild and some can be life-threatening. For example, the common cold is a mild viral infection compared to the lethal Ebola virus disease. So this is also going back to how I was saying some pathogens are more severe than others. So the disease is not that severe. It's probably on the near the bottom. And some common illnesses and diseases would be tuberculosis, meningitis, food poisoning, gonorrhea, typhoid, and chlamydia. So we've probably heard some of these are probably common knowledge, not common knowledge, no, but we pretty much know these words. When if they're said aloud, we will know them. So that is bacteria, if you don't know. Now, next we will be going over the next one, which is viruses. So where can they be found? Oh, I misdid that. So the first, it should not be where can they be found, but it's like, what are they? They're infectious agents that replicate inside of a living cell. So are they harmful? Yes. So this is probably at the top how we were speaking about the severity of the pathogens. This is very harmful. So by themselves, viruses seem pretty harmless. They can't, they can't even survive on their own, but the real danger starts when they come in contact with the cell, which they will make their host. So they come in, let's say we have germs on us, it comes in contact with a human. Let's say we touch a handle, a door handle, which we pretty much do multiple times a day. There can be germs, diseases, whatever it is on that handle could be spread from somebody else, but we touch that handle and now it comes into it comes in contact with our skin, and which is where it comes in contact with the cell, which is our skin, and they will make us our host. So that is how viruses, how we get infected from them. An example. So are they living organisms? Not really. And some scientists even believe that they're not living organisms. And the reasons why is because they do not have cells, they cannot reproduce without invading another living cell, and they do not actively respond to changes in their own environment. So, yes, that's why I said they're not really living organisms. Some may have a different opinion, but yes. Anyways, to be continuing, common illnesses and diseases would be influenza, the rotaviruses, the measles, mumps, HIV, shingles, and of course, we all know this, but the coronavirus that causes the common cold and many other things. We have experienced this all in the past couple years. But yes, next we will be going over fungi. So what are they? They are a group of spore-producing organic matter. So to go over them, they are actually not really harmful. They are actually really, really helpful. Instead of harming the body, they give us a major source of citric acid, vitamin C. That is vitamin C. They produce antibiotics such as penicillin, which has saved countless lives in this world. They can be genetically engineered to produce insulin and other human hormones, which surprisingly is really good for the body. They are model research organisms, which is good for scientists because let's say they're doing some type of experiment, this can help them, find a solution to whatever they are looking for. So, where can they be found? Any land habitat, probably any living land habitat, to be more specific. And so, to get more into detail, there's actually thousands of species of fungi, and some of which cause disease in humans. An example which would be include an athlete's foot and ringworm. These are contagious and can spread through person to person through contact. So, there's even a study that found that the fungal pathogens are evolving a capacity for memory. They can use signals in the body to anticipate imminent threats to their survival, against which they can prepare themselves, which is good. So the disease that we just spoke about, the athlete's foot, it's not really the ringworm. It's not really like harmful. That's why how we just explained it's not really. It's more so helpful how we just explained that it sends signals in the body to help us know when there's a threat to our survival so we can prepare ourselves. And so some common illnesses and diseases would be yeast infections, which we just sort of talked about, the ringworm, and asthma. But yes. Now next we're going to be talking about protists. What are they? They are single-celled organisms that cause a disease in their host. They infect other organisms to survive and reproduce. So where are they found? In more so wet and moist areas. So they can be found for sure in Louisiana. We are known for our swamp and wetness and rainy thunderstorms since we do live in the South. And are they harmful? No, not really. The protists only prey on the bacteria in the ocean. So what I'm about to be saying is an example as to why they are not harmful and more so helpful. So we're going to be talking about the ocean as to why they're helpful for the ocean. They not only prey on the bacteria in the ocean, but they will also absorb the carbon dioxide present in the water body, thus making the water even less harmful than before. Not only that it preys on bacteria and absorbs the carbon dioxide, the protist will also produce oxygen in the ocean. This all ends up helping the environment, and of the ocean, which ends up helping us humans. So next, can they okay, wait, let me see. Protists, also another fact would be, which is we're about to go over common illnesses, diseases, malaria. So I'm going to be going more into that. Is protist pathogens can also be parasitic and live in other organisms, such as mosquitoes, which is where they cause malaria through the mosquito bites. So that is why I have put malaria as a common illness and disease, because they infect the mosquito, and that's how protists cause malaria, through the mosquito bites. Now, next, parasitic worms. They are also known as helminths. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but yes, helminths. And are large enough for people to see with the naked eye, and they can live in many areas of the body. Some examples of them would be flatworms, thorny headworms, and roundworms. Where can they be found? Hot and humid areas. Another example, Louisiana. Us, we are definitely known for our hot and humidness, especially the humid. And are they harmful? Yes, but they also are very beneficial. So parasites are harmful to their host. However, some parasitic infections may have protective effects against other diseases such as allergies and chronic inflammatory bowel disease. Specifically, long-term infections with parasitic worms were shown to decrease allergies. And an example, trichomonoiasis. I'm pretty sure I did not say that correctly, but yes. Next, we're going to be doing a fun little quiz. Oh no. We're going to be doing interesting facts, actually. So there are 2 to 10 million germ units on our fingertips and elbows, which is why we did labs throughout this year, and this is another fact, we need to wash our hands correctly, not with just water, but with soap, and we need to do it for a long period of time, washing our hands everywhere and for 20 seconds or however long until you feel the need to stop. And next fact, the human body can defend itself against harmful germs thanks to our immune system. Yes, our immune system is white blood cells, which are like lymphocytes, monocytes. They fight off the bacteria, they fight off the pathogens in our body to protect us. And some germs keep on mutating in efforts to breach our system defenses, which is why we need to help practice personal hygiene and proper disinfection of the spaces around us. Yes, clean up around yourselves. Clean up. Um, Germs are microorganisms, so they're very tiny and can be seen through a microscope. Yes, that's a fact. We went over this throughout the labs. We used a microscope to see through. But though parasitic worms can actually be seen by the naked eye, so and they're another type of bug. They are not another type of bug. They're a germ. So, this is why saying germs and bacteria, for instance, is wrong, because they refer to the same thing. Next crazy fact is they can multiply to more than 8 million germs in one single day. One single day. So imagine if you don't clean up your surroundings or your hands. This, it's bad. That's why you gotta clean up. It is important to have good hygiene and good cleanliness. I don't know how to explain, but yes, clean up yourselves. Wash your hands. Speaking of toilets, they're not even the most dirty in the house. Remote controls, smartphones, computer keyboards, and cutting boards have more germs. And the reason why is because when we go to the toilet, it's like every now and then. But remote control smartphones, we are holding those and touching those left and right continuously. So that's why they're more dirty, obviously. Now we're going to be doing our quiz. So, which scientist developed a way to identify disease-causing agents? So, if you said Koch, you are correct. Diseases that carried by animals are referred to as zoonotic. Okay, oh sorry. Which observation can lead to smallpox vaccine.